cop from Royal Oak, try to remember this thought. Sometimes it's better to not know what you're seeing. With that in mind, I introduce the underage Beau Lerner.
My parents think I'm gay. And I'm not. But I have a lot of gay friends, and they tell me the hardest part of being gay is having to come out to all your friends and family. But from what I've gathered, they only have to do that once. I have to remind my parents every couple of weeks that I'm straight. Like Valentine's just happened, my parents were like, "Oh, Beau, who's your Valentine? What's his name?" And I had to remind them, "Mom, Dad, look, you gotta stop pushing me back in the closet, okay?" My mom's at the point of no return with it. She's already told all her friends that I'm gay. I felt bad for all my friends' parents because they would have to show up to my high school PTA meetings, and then my tiger mom would show up and be like, "Excuse me, I don't think this school is accepting enough of gay youth. My son's gay and he hasn't even come out yet." I didn't go to a public school for most of high school. I actually went to a military school. A lot of people are surprised at that. I don't look like I would go to a military school. I look like an indoors kid. What sucks is I go to a military school and everyone there thinks I'm gay too. They all do the games that straight dudes play to prove how straight they are. The name your price game, where they're like, "Hey bro, would you suck a dick for $100? No way, man, I'm not gay." They don't even say $100. It's always "Hey, would you suck a dick for $1 billion? Yeah. You wouldn't? That's not homosexuality. That's fiscal responsibility. Honestly, I do it for the 100. I'm not gay. I just value money more than I value prostituting myself. Everyone there was all, super buff. They were all super manly, tough guys. They were always fighting each other. And I couldn't deal with that. I'm a pacifist, which is a white person way of saying I'm a pussy. So I didn't blend in very well there. So I needed to seem cool. So I came up with a brilliant plan. I told everyone there that I was from Detroit. If you need me to tell you, I am not from Detroit. But they all believed me. I'm serious. I told them I was from Detroit, and they were like, "You're from Detroit, Beau? Tell us about Detroit. What's 8 Mile like? Tell us all about 8 Mile. You folks are from Michigan. You guys know how 8 Mile is the only road in the entire state." I had to be honest with them. I was like, "I'm not from 8 Mile. I'm from 14 Mile. They thought that was cooler. They were like, 14 Mile? That's almost 2 8 miles. Don't get me wrong, nobody loves to pretend they're from Detroit more than white people who aren't from Detroit. My parents love that. My mom wears all the pro-Detroit apparel that nobody from Detroit would ever wear. Shirts like, "Bitch, I'm from Detroit." Or my personal favorite, Detroit versus everybody. I caught my mom wearing that shirt, and I was like, "Mom, we're from Birmingham." We are the everybody. She was adamant. She was like, no, Beau, I know people from Detroit and they really wear this stuff. But by from Detroit, she just meant Southfield. My mom's a 50-year-old white woman. She knows nothing about Detroit. She's surprisingly good with technology. My generation is very good with technology. I was on the computer before I knew how to read. I had an iPod Touch before any of my friends. But at the time, I was in elementary school. iCloud was connected to my family's iPods. So sometimes my iPod would download apps without me realizing it. So one day in the 3rd grade, I was playing on my iPod Touch, and then I got an alert that said, warning, your period will start in 2 days. I ran up to my mom and I'm like, Mom, I got something to tell you. I think I'm becoming a woman. I caught my mom like on Google later that night, Googling, can gay sons have periods? My generation's really messed up. I think that we're mostly messed up because of like the way we were taught in school. I was talking to my parents about like what kind of assemblies that they had growing up. You know, they had like, you know, don't do drugs, that assembly, the don't play on the train tracks assembly, the nuclear war assembly. They got the same 45-minute treatment to nuclear war as they did to not playing on the train tracks. My generation, we had a really weird one. I remember I was in middle school, they rounded all 500 of us up, sat us in the gym, and then said, hey kids, stop sending nudes to each other. I was in the 7th grade. I don't think I'd ever had a boner yet in my life. I didn't know that sending nudes was an option until they told me not to do it. They tried really hard to scare us. They were like, oh, you know, one girl sent nudes to all her friends, and now everyone has them, and now her life is ruined. But like, the nude-filled dystopia that they envisioned isn't entirely wrong. My entire generation just kind of has each other's nudes, and we're all just like fine with it. We're walking around with them, and they're so common, they might as well be our yearbook photos. Hey, has your mom sent in your nudes yet for yearbook? It's such a weird, like, time to be alive. Like, our president has made it so you can't wear red hats anymore. Like, seriously, he's ruined that for everybody. I was walking down the street one time wearing just, like, a plain red baseball cap, and then this guy eyed me from across the street, and he gave me a look like, you got a lot of nerve to be wearing that here in Detroit, buddy. We were in Southfield, but I wasn't going to correct him. He started walking towards me real fast with his fists clenched, and I was like, oh shit. But then, like, as he got closer, he realized my hat didn't say anything on it, and then he like kind of gave me like a wave. I really hate the joke hats. You know, they always say shit like, make America not racist again, or something like that. Like, listen here, buddy, this is America. We've never been not racist. Our president has ruined red hats for everybody. No single president has had this much power over the hat market since Abraham Lincoln. Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Beau Lerner.